All right, welcome everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into something really, really unique. We're talking killer clowns, rogue robots, and more name dropping than you can shake a stick at. Buckle up.
Sounds like a wild ride. Let's do it.
So the song kicks off right off the bat with this aggressive, in-your-face line, "My name is the fucking Mimic, oh yeah." And they don't just say it once, they keep repeating it over and over. What's your take on that?
It's powerful, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, using that kind of language, that repetition, it just grabs your attention and doesn't let go. The mimic establishes itself as a force to be reckoned with right from the start.
Yeah, it's like they're demanding you pay attention, and then boom, they hit you with this almost playful line, "Time to play." No, well, time to die. The contrast is so jarring, it's almost scary.
Totally agree. That sudden shift from playful to menacing, it's brilliant. And the way they sprinkle in those specific details, like bombs, grief, breaking the rules, it creates this atmosphere of chaos and danger. It's all controlled by the mimic.
And then, to cap it all off, the end of the verse, they hit you with, "In my factory, you will be doomed." Mimic. It's like a
Yeah.
signature, a reminder that the mimic is in control. But then we meet Edwin, the mimic's creator, and things get different.
Yeah, it's a whole different vibe. Edwin's verse is full of regret. He's stuck in this loop, almost like a broken record, just going on and on about the creation he unleashed. Kind of ironic, right? He tries to create something powerful and ends up becoming a victim of it.
Unintended consequences at their finest, huh? It adds so much depth to the song. We're not just dealing with some random chaotic entity, we're dealing with the consequences of creation, the responsibility that comes with it. And we can't forget about that sick electronic riff running through it all. It's like the soundtrack to a nightmare.
Oh yeah, the music is key here. That electronic riff creates this constant unease, this underlying tension that just builds and builds. It really adds to the whole unsettling vibe.
And then there's the chorus. Pure dread set to music. It's time to run and hide, no time to fight. They keep repeating it throughout the song. It's this constant reminder that there's no escape from the mimic's power.
And then things take an even darker turn. You think you've got a handle on what's going on, and then bam, we're introduced to David and Jackie. These little vignettes add a whole new layer to the story.
Yeah, David's story. Yeah. It's just heartbreaking. You've got this innocent kid asking for ice cream, looking for his bulb, and then
It's just over like that.
Right.
It's so sudden, it really gets to you.
it's that contrast, right? You have David, the symbol of innocence, completely vulnerable, and then you have the mimic, this force of pure chaos. It just shows you there's no reasoning with this thing. There's no escaping it.
Yeah, it definitely raises the stakes. You're not just listening to a song about a rogue AI anymore. You're seeing the real world consequences of his actions. It makes you wonder, what would you do? Could you outrun it? Could you survive? It taps into that primal fear. We all have it. The fear of the unknown, the uncontrollable. And then, just when you're processing David's fate, we get Jackie's verse. And it's like a punch in the gut. Back to that aggressive energy, but with this darkly comedic twist.
Killer clowns.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, but also kind of funny in a twisted way. It's like the song is playing with your emotions, taking you on this crazy ride through all these different moods. One minute you're horrified, the next you're laughing nervously, and then it's back to that feeling of dread.
Exactly. It's what makes the song so unique. That ability to blend these contrasting elements, the dark humor, the sudden shifts in tone, the jarring juxtaposition of innocence and violence. It's a wild ride, and you can't help but be captivated by it.
And just when you think it can't get any crazier, we're hit with that repetition again. "My name's the fucking Mimic, oh yeah." Over and over. It's like it's ingrained in your brain at this point.
And somehow it works. That repetition, It doesn't get annoying. It actually adds to the whole effect. It's like a hypnotic mantra, drawing you deeper and deeper into the mimic's world.
It's like the song itself is mimicking the mimic, taking control of your thoughts, your emotions. It's unsettling, but it's brilliant. And then, out of nowhere, it all just stops. The creator regrets what he's done. The mimic is deactivated, and the song just ends.
But it's not a clean ending, is it? There's this lingering sense of unease. Like, is this really the end? Or is the mimic just biding its time, waiting to strike again?
It's that ambiguity that makes it so effective. It leaves you with more questions than answers. You're left to grapple with the consequences of creation, the dangers of playing God, and the fact that some things can never truly be controlled. This song, I mean, wow, it's like a sonic punch to the gut. It takes you on this insane journey through darkness, humor, chaos, and then just leaves you hanging. It's incredible.
Yeah, it really showcases the power of songwriting, doesn't it? How music and lyrics can combine to create something so unique, so impactful. And you're right, that ending, it's abrupt. It leaves you wanting more, but also feeling a little unsettled, like you've witnessed something you can't quite forget.
Like, the song itself is mimicking the mimic, leaving this lasting impression. And speaking of mimicking, that repetition that my name is the fucking mimic, it becomes almost like a mantra.
Absolutely. It's such a crucial part of the song. You'd think it would get old, but it's done so well, so deliberately. It actually makes the song even better. It's that constant assertion of dominance, like branding the mimic into your mind.
It's like the repetition itself is a character. This relentless force mirroring the mimic's own chaotic energy. Unsettling, but undeniably effective. It shows that sometimes the simplest tools are the most powerful.
It's a lesson in restraint, too. The songwriter doesn't overthink it. No fancy metaphors, no wordplay, just that one phrase, hammer it home until it sticks with you. It's bold, and it totally works.
It makes you wonder, would it even be the same song without that repetition? Would it have the same impact? I'm not so sure.
It would definitely lose something. That repetition gives it its edge, It's what makes it so memorable, so haunting.
So what can we take away from all this? Maybe it's a reminder about the power of repetition, but not just in music, but in life. How can we use repetition to make our own mark? What are the messages we repeat, intentionally or not? It's something to think about. Until next time, stay curious, and maybe give the song another listen, but maybe not right before bed.